Okay, so today is Thursday, April 10th, 2025. A little bit later in the day than usual, but I was busy in the morning as I had an early shift today, and I was going to do it a couple hours ago in the car, which out of context sounds really weird. But I was going to record in the car, but it's really fucking hot in the car right now. So here I am, nice and comfy. Let's record. So starting with Survivor. This has just been the part of the new era that I've disliked the most. I don't mean this season. I'm enjoying this season quite a lot. But just this specific part where you've got Murgatory, and the past couple seasons, I feel like they've kind of fixed Murgatory, where still only one person is, even if you're doing like, all right, both try, like you're splitting in half and both sides are competing, at least only one person is immune, because this, even if it's not merged, you're essentially merged. Everyone, unless you win immunity or have some, like, found an idol or something, everyone should be vulnerable because of how important this is. And they've been doing that the last few seasons. They're like, all right, my frustration in the first few seasons of the new era there, that's been abated. I still hate the, okay, you guys are now officially merged, and you've had your first tribal council living on one beach. What a big vote that was. Man, it possibly really changed some major dynamics. Maybe it shook up some alliances. Maybe it solidified alliances. We have an idea of where the season is going. Now we're going to split y'all in half, and you vote someone out, then you come back. And again, we just merged. Like, literally after the last tribal said, congratulations, you're now merged, and then you're splitting them in half. That's not what a merge is. It just bothers me. Every time it bothers me. I don't mind a double boot. Double boots can be fine. Just keep them merged. Or again, have the pre-merge last an extra round or extra couple rounds. Maybe at some point do a tribe swap where you swap into two tribes, two larger tribes, and say, cool, this tribe and like both of you are going to tribal. I don't know, we'll do something else. Or maybe with three tribes, there's a point where only one tribe wins immunity and then two of them have to go vote someone out. That could work, because it really, to me, is just the optics of you're now merged, but logistically not actually, because we're splitting you in half, so essentially we're still doing the tribal phase. That being said, no, I also kind of didn't like this episode. Like, I didn't hate it, because again, some of the dynamics going into the tribal I thought were kind of interesting. With Kyle and Camilla in particularly. Do we want to stay with our, the 5-strong alliance plus Kyle and Camilla being super close in addition to that, so Camilla essentially being number 6? Or do we vote out one of the people in this alliance because we see him being a major threat later on? Found that really interesting. And I did think it was interesting. You get a confessional of Shaheen saying, I feel like I'm in control. I feel like any major plan that needs to happen comes through me. And, if I can stay in control, I'm going to win this game. And then immediately shows what's about to happen. It's like, okay, he's not keeping in control, which to me seems like foreshadowing he's not going to win this game. But he still made it through. It was able to trust his alliance and his bonds, and that paid dividends. So maybe he's in more control than he thinks. Maybe foreshadowing that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I found that kind of interesting. I think for me, the real problem of this episode, aside from what I just said about how I hate the format of it, is Say and Cedric feel like they have had so much screen time, which granted, they've been to tribal like every fucking episode. Of course, they're going to have a lot of screen time. But I feel like I have gotten to really know the two of them. Whether you like Say and Cedric or not, they feel like they have been major parts of the season. And their boots felt so anticlimactic. Like, Cedric in particular, like, Say, it kind of seemed like, all right, the writing's been on the wall for Say kind of since episode 1. It was just a matter of when. But with Cedric, there's this weird relationship with Say where they're close, but they're not, but they are, but they really aren't. And I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see how that bites him in the ass. But it never did. Or, how often indecisive he was. Like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of Say, but ends up getting rid of Justin. Or, okay, I can help get rid of Say. Or I can help get rid of, like, Chrissy. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. Oh shit, I guess I'm gonna get rid of Bianca instead. And that never really came into play either. Like, it just felt like, okay, here's these like really interesting aspects of I know he's a real person, so I don't want to say of his character. But when you're editing a reality show, you're kind of making people into characters. Like, that's how the edit is framing them. So, okay, two major aspects of this character: the indecisiveness and the relationship with Say. And it didn't feel like either led to his downfall. It just kinda happened because he picked the wrong rock. It didn't feel satisfying. That's really it. It's just from a narrative standpoint, and Survivor loves to tell stories, and oftentimes Survivor has great stories. I can't lie. Say and Cedric going out on the same night, there is something narratively satisfying about that. But it not contributed, like, it's not because, oh man, Cedric finally got rid of Say, or Say was able to get her revenge against Cedric, that he should have gotten rid of her. It's nothing like that. It just kind of happened. It's unsatisfying. I don't like that, especially because of how much I've liked the season so far. I feel like we had a great pre-merge. And I think even last week, I was like, okay, this is the start of our merge. This was a good episode. I like seeing everyone interact. I have a gif of it, of like Charity going toward the advantage and then Say booking it. It's so funny. I loved it. I'm like, I hope this is not indicative of the quality of the merge, and the season's kind of gonna go downhill. I'm hoping it's just a victim of the formatting, because this is a part in the format that I really don't like. But aside from that, I like the season. I like a lot of the people in the cast. Just that whole bit. By the way, the challenge was fucking awesome. Like, I love great endurance runs. But I thought the challenge was really fun. But that bit of Shaheen just like making the like Survivor noise. It's just like, hey Jeff, like this, like watch, he'll like do his apply now. He's like, no, fuck it, I'll do it right now. Like that was really funny. I think we have a really good cast, which is why I feel like this was an issue with the formatting of how the merge works, rather than, okay, the quality of the season's about to go down. We'll see what happens. I hope I'm right, and it's gonna be Gucci from here on out. So, that's one show. Let me talk about the other couple shows I've been watching. So me, Jose, and Clay have been rewatching Steven Universe. It's primarily Jose, because he got the box set. And Clay and I are kind of watching when we have a chance to. I've watched quite a bit of the show again, because I've watched the show before, like, as it was airing. And rewatching it, where are we now? Again, like, there's a lot of episodes I've missed, because, like, this is mostly Jose's thing. I think we're somewhere in season 3, maybe early season 4. Yeah, I love this show. I think it's really good. There's some episodes I'm like, this one's okay. There's a lot of filler, but I don't think that's a bad thing, because as much as Steven Universe is about the lore and the Great Diamond, is it the Great Diamond Authority? I think that's the term. But like Homeworld and the gems and the lore and all the shit with Rose Quartz. And it's also about all of how Steven Universe at its core, as much as it is about all the crazy lore shit and the literal aliens, it is fundamentally human. It is about, here's Steven and his family. They are fundamentally broken people for different reasons, and they handle it differently. I feel like Garnet is definitely not as broken as Amethyst and Pearl, but she can have her moments. And then also just getting to know the people of Beach City, and it is fundamentally human. And that's why I enjoy it so much. Not to say I don't love all the alien bullshit. I love the alien bullshit. And I like getting to know these characters. Like, yeah, we've gotten to Peridot, and I freaking love Peridot. I think Pearl is my favorite character in this show, but I'm very partial to Peridot because how fucking funny she is. I think my favorite line, I think I can think of 2 line deliveries in the show that make me laugh every time. One is from the baseball episode when they're giving fake names, and Pearl's fake name is just Earl. It cracks me up. My favorite line is during the drill when Steven, I think, just says, like, you know, this doesn't feel right. And Peridot, without skipping a beat, just looks at him. Then use the D-pad. Every time it fucking kills me. My favorite episode of the show, we'll see how much that changes, like, going forward and, like, rewatching other episodes. There's a you know, something really does kind of supplant it. It's Mr. Greg, and it is just the "it's over, isn't it" sequence. I think it's just perfection. I cried. I cry a lot watching Steven Universe, by the way. And it's very often Pearl and Amethyst. Occasionally, Garnet can get me. I don't think Steven's ever really made me cry. But Pearl and Amethyst, they make me cry a lot. And again, it's really just how human they are. And just things that I've either related to or just can empathize strongly with. I'm like, yeah, I kind of love this show. I think it's really good. The other show I've been watching is Double Zeta. I'm about halfway through, without going into spoilers. Can't wait to do a video on Double Zeta. I just finished the 2-parter about the blue Zaku's in Africa, which, by the way, I love the look of the blue Zaku's. I really like just the Zaku mobile suit. With the blue coloring, like, this thing looks phenomenal. I really, really like it. I would say so far, like, the first 10 episodes, like, everything before leaving Shangri-La, it's fine. I enjoyed it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't, while also going, yeah, there's a lot of whiplash watching this after Zeta, but okay, like, I'm enjoying it for what it is. But is this really what we're doing? And then once you really get into space, like, Moon is weird, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Once you really get to Axis and, like, meeting Puto for the first time, when Haman Karn really becomes part of the show, I'm not gonna say a lot of good things about Glemmy Toto, but once he really feels like he is part of the show and not just, alright, we kind of see him every now and then, like, Haman Karn is the head, but this is our real main antagonist. I guess the way that, like, Char had Amuro, or other way around, Amuro had Char, and Camille had Lieutenant Jared, even though, like, Patmos was, this is kind of your main antagonist, this is your rival. This is Judao's rival. Getting more of him, I think, has made the show more engaging, even though he's a fucking bastard. There was a 2-parter before the one with the blue Zaku's. I will not go into detail because of how spoilery it is. That has easily been my favorite part of Double Zeta so far. I don't think I would... There's a part of me that's like, that might be my favorite episode of Gundam that I've seen. Like, part 1 in particular. Part 2 was fantastic as well. I'm like, is that my favorite episode of Gundam that I've seen so far? I'm like, no. That's probably the penultimate episode of Double Zeta. Maybe something from Witch, because there was a lot of things, like, particularly in the second half, that I loved from Witch. But even before that, I think around the time we got to Axis, I was like, okay, I think I'm at the point where I officially fuck with Double Zeta. I don't know if I'm liking it as much as Zeta, but it's really, really good. Then this happened, I'm like, okay, this is getting really good now. I'm very excited to see where this show goes. So I think after this, I'm either going to watch Victory Gundam, or I'm going to go ahead and just watch a bunch of OVAs. I think I'm supposed to do the OVAs next, then Victory Gundam, then Turn A, and then actually after, Double Zeta's CCA, but I've already watched CCA. I do want to watch it again before making a video on it. So I'll probably do that. So Double Zeta, rewatch CCA, OVAs, Victory, Turn A, then I can start doing AUs, but I've already watched Witch, I've already watched G, I tried watching Wing and did not get into it. I've seen the first season of Double O, and I remember liking it fine, but didn't really want to get too deep into it. Like, I don't think I really want to watch season 2. I think that just leaves Seed. There might be other AUs I'm either unaware of or just not coming to mind. But I do really want to try Seed. I know Jose said there's also the new one that like just started. I haven't watched it yet. But I am looking forward to Seed. I think once I watch that, I mean, I guess after that I'm supposed to watch Destiny, but I've heard it's terrible, but we'll see what happens. I don't think Code Geass counts, but it is Sunrise. It is Mechs. Lelouch kind of feels like a new type. Like, I don't know. There's a part of me that kind of wants to rewatch it, which would be the third time I've watched Code Geass all the way through. It's kind of tempting. Because number one, I do really like Code Geass, but now kind of watching it from this lens of, I'm not just watching this show, like, for the first time was I wanted to watch. The second time was how well does it hold up? And for the most part, I think it held up really well, especially R1. Rewatching it with this is basically Gundam. How do I like it as a Gundam show? I think is kind of an interesting experiment. We'll see if I commit to it or not, because I've also got a bunch of other anime I want to watch. I still want to watch, like, The Sopranos and Mad Men. I think I had The Wire on the list, too. So we'll see. We'll figure that out. Double Zeta rules. Oh, sorry. Bahamut was sleeping and I moved this so quickly it made a sound and woke him up. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm going to talk about games. I finally made my Ding Dang 1,000 Year Door video. So I'm like, okay, 1,000 Year Door video, done. Tier list, done. The Twilight video, done. I think the only thing left is CCA, which I've specifically said I'm not going to do that until I've rewatched it. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm caught up on videos, which makes me feel really happy because I was really behind for a while. And obviously when I finish Double Zeta, a video is going to be made on that. I don't know if I'm going to do a video for Steven Universe, especially because I'm kind of rewatching it, but not like really rewatching it. That's a maybe. Double Zeta feels like I'm going to fucking do that. I haven't really been... And then, like, when 48 finishes, I'm going to do a video on that. Anyway, sorry. But caught up on that. Shout out to 1,000 Year Door. Love that game. So right now, I'm playing Metaphor with Wyatt, which is... We're doing it on Mondays. Wasn't intended to be an alliteration. It's kind of worked out because I think he's off on every Monday. We are very early in the game. We just got our... As Wyatt was calling it, blade skating. I didn't know we could surf on a skateboard. I just realized how that sounded. Like, of course, first off, surfing on a skateboard, you don't do that. Second of all, of course you can skate on a skateboard. I didn't know we could skateboard on a sword. Thank you. That is what I wanted to say. I didn't know that was a thing. Which makes the fact that we named our character Tony Hawk 10 times fucking funnier. He's like, dude, I didn't want to tell you because you didn't want to know anything about the game. I was so excited when you wanted to name our character Tony Hawk because of that. That was a magic moment. But yeah, we're doing that. It's not the first dungeon, but we're doing the cathedral dungeon, which is now when the game's like, okay, you're playing a Persona game. Here's your dungeon. Here's your time limit. Here's your calendar system. Do you want to start doing social links? Do you want to start upping your stats? Do you want to just go to the dungeon? Have at you. That's where we're at. I think what we did in our last session was we finished the mines, fought the dragon, which was really fun. So much plot happened. Got our next party member, and then... we're like, I think in our first day in the dungeon, and I think we got the brawler archetype. So, game is going. Metaphor is re-fantasyoing, and I'm enjoying the game a lot. The other game I've been playing is Celeste. I think I had mentioned, partway in California, I was like, I need to play Celeste. And I did the first 3 levels. I was like, cool. I don't really love Chapter 4. I don't know how much I really love, like, the back half of Chapter 5. I think I'm good. And then a couple weeks ago, I was like, I need to play Celeste. So I finished that playthrough and then did a little bit more because I'd never done Chapter 8 before. And it was a day. Okay, so that was the thing. It was I finished the summit. It was like, okay, I'm good. I feel better. Then a couple days after that, I was like, I don't feel better anymore. So I did a couple B-sides. Chapter 3's fucking sucked. And then I did the core. And it's kind of hard to describe how much peace I felt after finishing the core. I was like, okay. I want to keep going. So, got about halfway through Chapter 9. Which is ass. I fucking hate Chapter 9. We got to the gate. And, like, oh, we can't continue anymore. So, it took a while, but I was able to do the gate skip. And I intentionally, I even said it to Clay, I was like, I want to do this because I know it's a thing I can, like, it's doable. I still want to go back and get the hearts. Like, I just kind of want to do the gate skip to say that I did it, and, like, to prove to myself that I can do this, like, really hard bullshit thing. But then actually go do the other shit. I don't know how much I want to actually do Chapter 9, but I've never done all the B-sides, and I want to. I've never done any of the C-sides, because I haven't done the B-sides, and I kind of want to see what else the core has to offer. So, I've done B-sides 1 through 3. So, Clay is also doing his own playthrough of Celeste. So, on my playthrough, 1 through 3 are done for the B-sides. On his Switch, we did B-side 4, or like Chapter 4's B-side, like all 3 of us, because Jose played it too. I hated it, and I don't want to have to do it again on my Switch. Did the B-side of Chapter 5. Jose earlier did the B-side of Chapter 6 on my Switch, so that one's done. And right now, like, I'm kind of starting to go through the summit. Oh, also, like, I got the hearts in every level. So now I'm getting the hearts for the B-side, so I can do the core. I've said it several times, Celeste is one of my favorite games ever. It's in my holy trinity, possibly a holy quadrilogy as well with, like, Kingdom Hearts. I'm kind of really starting to get to the point where I'm thinking, is Celeste really one of my favorite games of all time, or is it just my favorite game of all time? With how often, the fact that I play it about once a year, and how much it really, like, helps me. Like, maybe saying it's top 3 is a little low. But I will say, I'm getting, at least in this playthrough, I'm getting to that point where it's not helping. And I think part of that is genuinely, like, the past couple weeks, I felt not just okay, I've actually felt really good. We're going to put a pin in that the transition into something else, but, like, I felt, like, really good. More than okay. You know, sometimes there's, like, a bad thought, or like, alright, you know, this maybe isn't the best day right now, but I feel good. So it's not like, man, I gotta do, like, this hard, stupid bullshit to prove that I can do something, you know, get that catharsis. I don't need the catharsis right now. Also, I have cerebral palsy, and the way mine works is, it's mostly it's like my balance as well, but my fine motor skills. So, you know, playing a video game, and in a game like Celeste, which is very precise, there's times where I genuinely kind of feel like I have to conquer the game, which is hard enough, and I also have to conquer my disability, which can be rewarding, but also very frustrating. Like last night, I was doing the Chapter 7 B-side, specifically the part from Chapter 2, and there was a point in the last room where I was like, I fucking got this, and I'm trying to make Madeline jump straight up, but she jumps to the side, which happens a lot with me, like, with Celeste in particular, but it happens, like, with Smash and, like, fighting games as well, where I'm like, I struggle a lot with directional inputs. Again, my motor skills. And I'm just kind of sitting there at one point thinking, I feel like I had this level beat 20 minutes ago. And if I wasn't disabled, like, it would have been taken care of. But it just keeps happening. Where, not even in that same spot, where I'm like, okay, I want to jump in this direction, and I can feel myself, like, input that, and something else happens. And it's so frustrating. And I'm really getting to the point where I'm like, I'm no longer experiencing, this game is really hard, but it's satisfying to beat it, and it's satisfying to make progress, and I'm getting that catharsis, and it's starting to get to the point in this run where I feel disabled. And my frustration is less of, game is really hard, but I can do this, and into, I had this done. Ugh. So I feel, I'm not going to say, like, okay, I'm going to officially walk away from the playthrough now, especially with how close I am to, like, getting to the core again. But we'll see. We'll see. I might try, like, another session or two. I might say, you know what, I'm going to put this down for now, but I'll come back to it. I might say this playthrough was done. We'll see. Hi, Mom! I'm alright. I'm in the middle of something. I'll go see my mom later. I love my mom. I'm gonna take that pin out, talking about doing okay. Writing has been cooking lately. I haven't messed with Isla, because I'm like, I'm not gonna mess with Isla until I'm done with Severance. I think I had said in the last video, my tentative plan is I want to finish this draft of Severance that I was supposed to get done months ago, but Orichalcum happened. It's like, I want to get this draft done by the end of April. And hopefully do Isla Book 1 in May, Isla Book 2 in June. Sorry, I was forgetting the name of the next month. But essentially, okay, there's 4 Isla books, then 4 months till August, boom, 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 boom. And start posting Isla, like, weekly as a web serial starting on my birthday in the middle of August. That sounds like a nice plan. Is it tenable? I don't know. As far as Severance is concerned, that's really tenable. My thing was like, okay, if I do about 5 pages a day, like on average, I can get it done by the end of the month. I now have about 80 pages left, which is a non-zero number, but that honestly does not feel like that high. I'm like, we're only on the 10th. Like, I think last week, like around this time last week when I made a video, I think I had just finished the edits for chapter 5. It's like, all right, chapter 6 should be relatively quick. I hope so. I'm hoping to get it finished by the end of the week. Not quite. I think I finished it on Monday. I was like, okay, chapter 7, it's not super long. It's like 33, 34 pages, somewhere in that range. This might take a little bit. It was done in like 2 days. I finished it this morning. I was actually kind of surprised at how smooth chapter 7 was. Chapter 8 is really short. Chapter 10, even though it's the finale, is also really short. And I kind of don't mind that. Like, chapter 8 is very much a lot just happened. Let's let the characters take a break and rest. The audience can take a break and rest. Don't take a break. We can break and then rest. But let's relax for a bit. But we only have a few characters around right now, so we don't have to take a whole lot of time checking in with everybody, which why it's not super long. And also kind of, the end is in sight, let's not waste a whole lot of time vibing, let's try to move on. Then chapter 9 is, okay, we're kind of going to stop the plot and just do a backstory real quick. So I'm thinking I actually want to take that backstory and split it up and kind of because something I noticed in Severance, and I don't know if I did this on purpose, like I kind of did, is you'll have a few chapters where just like a lot of shit happens, and then a more low-key one. The story gets crazy, calm down for a bit, and then like, calm down, oh shit, something just happened, boom, calm down, oh shit, something just happened. And I think in those more relaxed chapters, that's where we'll kind of put a backstory break, because it's for one character in particular. It's like, okay, here's a couple chapters of her backstory, then another couple chapters, and then, okay, we're not doing backstory anymore. Now, this is what this character is doing while these characters are doing this. And it leads into the finale. Then the finale, which I'm not particularly looking to beef it up and make it longer. If when I'm reviewing it, what is that? Okay, sorry, I was just looking at the time there. If I feel like it is too short, I can add stuff to it. But I think it's more or less as long as it needs to be. But just because of things that have happened in this rewrite, there's more tools in the world building that I can use to try to make like the climax feel, I don't necessarily want to say more climactic, because I feel like there's cool shit that happens already and it's very emotionally climactic. But I can maybe make the final fight a little cooler, I suppose. And so if I feel like I can make that work, I want to do it. So that's that. It's coming along super well. It's already Thursday, so I'm not going to finish it by the end of the week. But I think there is a genuine and sincere hope I could have this done by the end of next week. And yeah, I wasn't expecting, that I could genuinely have this draft done by mid-April. But that could happen. And if that does, I might start early. I probably will, but I'll probably want to take a break or so. But then we have Orichalcum. So I believe I had mentioned this last week, which would make sense because of the way time works. Like I think it was a couple weeks ago. I submitted to a contest, was expecting a review. Within, they'd even said like anywhere from like 2 to 3 months. Like, a reader will pick it up and review it. Like, okay, so not going to be anytime soon. Less than a week I have a review, and it's absolutely glowing. Which made me feel really good. It's like, damn, not only did someone read it and, like, love it, but they got to it and through it fast. And it wasn't, yeah, I got through it fast and, like, it sucked. It was, no, like, it feels kind of like I couldn't put it down. This was great. Which made me feel really good. So that contest also lets you pay for other reviews. Like, you get one for free. If you want to buy others, you can. And I was like, all right, let me do that. And so they had said about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll get some other reviews come in. It's been less than a week, and I bought 3 reviews. In less than a week, I already have 2. So again, people getting to it and getting through it really quickly, and also giving absolutely glowing reviews makes me feel good. And there was another review that I had purchased, like an editorial review, completely separate from the contest. It was something totally different. And I was expecting that within the next few, like this I had bought like 3 weeks ago, and they had said about 3 to 6 weeks. So that came in, also a fantastic review. I'm like, huh, what do you know? It is actually good. What do you know? Me really taking the time and effort to work on this and like make sure it was good seemed to work. It's been nice. I've actually genuinely felt again, there's days that are frustrating. There can be like moments that are frustrating. But I felt really pretty dang good lately. And like a couple weeks ago, I wasn't there. But it's nice. It's really, really nice. So, excuse me. Also, I baked cookies the other day, and my cookies are fucking delicious. Those will always help cheer up a mood. But, I hope y'all have a good night. I say night, it's like 4 p.m. But like a good afternoon / evening, weekend, month, etc., etc. Just hope y'all are doing okay.